Anna said, "Did you jump the gun?" He didn't make any reply. The Xiaobai said, and introduced his sword. He said his sword was called Xiaohai, which I picked up from the foot of the mountain. The dragon god didn't waste any words this time. He directly attacked the Xiaobai. And the Xiaobai, he directly shattered the dragon god's sword. Longshan didn't give up and returned home. It's good. Interesting. It's really interesting. Then let's have some fun. Then she took out the ice earth. 4 attribute swords of ice, earth, thunder, and fire, and directly killed the Xiaobai. Anna said that the dragon god is a swordsman. He has defeated countless sword saints. But he actually collected all 5 attribute swords. He will be at a disadvantage when encountering attribute restraint. Even if he is strong, his sword will also be broken. But the Xiaobai looked at these 4 swords. Attribute restraint. It doesn't exist. He directly knocked the 4 swords of the dragon god out. Seeing this, my 4 holy swords couldn't even touch it. Could this black sword be a rare dark attribute? Then he said, "You are really great," and brought me a surprise. Finally, he took out his treasured light attribute divine sword. Although the dark attribute is the most powerful, but as the saying goes, everything has its counter. The light sword in the old man's hand just restricts the dark sword in your hand. Let's continue. Anna couldn't help complaining. The only use of the light sword is to restrain the dark, and can't cut anything else. Why do you even collect such a useless sword? But the Xiaobai was not afraid at all. Just continue. Who's afraid of who? The dragon god slashed down with one sword and burst out with powerful energy aftermath. Have you ever seen such a powerful male lead? At the age of 16, he broke through the sword god. His master was directly stimulated to find his wife. The demon god couldn't last a second in his hands. However, at this moment, the dragon god is competing with him. But this is the last sword that the dragon god has left. The other 5 divine swords were all broken by the Xiaobai. As the confrontation between them continued, with a loud bang, the Xiaobai said that the old man still has great strength. The dragon god said, 痛快. It's great. You must hold on until the end. I still want to enjoy the long-lost battle. The long-lost pleasure of fighting. Seeing what the dragon god said, he would definitely satisfy him. He used all his strength. Long Shen held his sword, saying to the Xiaobai not to disappoint him. As soon as he finished speaking, his sword was directly broken by the Xiaobai. But the dragon god hadn't reacted yet. With a smile still on his lips, he saw his light arrow slowly dissipating, and his eyes widened like gored babies, and looked as sad as a child whose toy was broken. My supreme light sword. The Xiaobai said it wasn't supreme enough. It was like rubbing salt in the wound. Then the Xiaobai made the dragon god shout stop. Stop it, stop it. Seeing this, and the sword directly sat up as a cheerleader. This is really knowing when to quit. The Xiaobai directly smashed the other half of the sword, and smashed it to pieces. And the dragon god held the remaining sword handle, leaving nothing for him Then the Xiaobai raised his sword and said to the dragon god, "Please tell us where the exit is," and directly knocked out the dragon god's dentures. Anna looked at the Xiaobai, but the attribute restraint didn't work. It's terrifying. At this moment, the white tiger shed tears of regret, saying, "I must support my master." Because the Xiaobai knocked out the dragon god's dentures, which completely angered him. Seeing this, the Xiaobai asked if he should continue. "Grandpa, your body is really tough. You are as tough as my master." Seeing that the Xiaobai still wanted to fight him, he used the forbidden spell. Anna shouted, "I think it's better to stop." Anyway, the forbidden spell probably won't work on him. The old man gathered all his energy in his fingers. He shouted "Xie Ji Ba Shuo" and the escape spell. Everyone looked terrified. But the Xiaobai was very calm. Everyone was waiting for the dragon god to cast a big move. But he disappeared directly. He heard a voice from a distance saying, "Fight me, old man. I've eaten more salt than you in my life. I'll regroup and fight for another 300 rounds." Anna even doubted if this was the ancient dragon god. When the Xiaobai wanted to try again, whether he could break the barrier, but heard the white tiger say he found the exit. Then the two looked towards the white tiger and saw the exit written there. Looking at the ink on it, it was just written. The Xiaobai said that although it was just written, there was indeed a hole. Although it's suspicious, they still went down to have a look. Anna advised him not to be afraid of a trap. The Xiaobai jumped down directly. It's fun to be in a trap. Jianyu Xiaobai has already jumped down, and the other two also jumped down. At this moment, the dragon hiding behind the stone said, "Today I will let you know that in the face of wisdom, how useless brute force is. Because below here is the seal that has sealed the dragon for 10,000 years. When everyone arrived below, they saw the eye of the formation. Baihu explained that he knew this formation. Just input internal force to activate the eye of the formation. The Xiaobai wanted to activate the eye of the formation. But the white tiger said, "I am the boss of the Beast Mountain Range, one of the 5 sacred beasts. You just watch my performance." Then he put his paw on the eye of the formation. Just input a little internal force. Put the coin on the eye of the formation. He felt a strong suction. He couldn't take his paw off the eye of the formation. Everyone rushed over when they saw this. Anna explained that the formation is extracting her internal force. If she doesn't get out quickly, she will be sucked to death. Then the Xiaobai tried to pull the tiger's paw off, but it didn't work. The Xiaobai wanted to cut off the eye of the formation, but was stopped by Anna. If we destroy the eye of the formation, we won't be able to get out. Looking at the stone pillar in front of her, if we want to leave, we need to continue to activate the eye. The internal force of the white tiger was only activated a little. The Xiaobai said, "Just use internal force to light up all of this, right?" It's so simple. Anna was confused when she heard the word simple. She was confused. Dian Xiaobai was behind. Input internal force into Meow Meow. Meow Meow was shining with golden light all over and looked at the front with speed. So fast, the Xiaobai said, there are as many as you want. Anna cheered her on. Finally, the Zhenyan was lit. The Xiaobai comforted Meow Meow, are you okay? At this moment, Meow Meow was like being robbed by 88 female cats. The dragon god looked at the power emanating from the cave. He shed tears of regret. 10,000 years. Can I finally go out? Pay attention to the man in front of you, no matter what conspiracy or trick. Are so powerless. But this time he felt helpless. Through everyone's efforts, the eye of the formation was finally activated. They can also go out. But when the eye of the formation was activated, a human cultivator projection appeared in front of them. He said, Lao Long 2, your cultivation is finally enough to activate the formation I left you. Have you been in this ancient battlefield for 30,000 years? Everyone saw the message left by the owner of the formation. Everyone was shocked and said, it should be the senior who trapped the dragon god underground. This projection suddenly said, in short, now you just need to shout the password to activate the formation and return to the ground. The password is where's father? Please take me. Everyone looked at the man in front of them. Really annoying. But they could do nothing. Just as the Xiaobai was about to compromise, Longshan shouted loudly, wait a minute, and said, young friend, don't be afraid. I'm not here to fight. I just want to ask. Can you take me up there? As long as you help me, I will definitely reward you. The people in front smiled at each other. They seemed to have reached a consensus. Then the Xiaobai said to Longshan, there's no need for a big reward. Master said that we met through fighting. We are friends now. Of course, you can go together if you want. Longshan was overjoyed. The Xiaobai continued, but to test your sincerity, you still need to make a small gesture. Longshan replied, young man, you are a kind person. What do you need me to do? Just tell me what to do. I will never refuse. The Xiaobai said he didn't need him to go through fire. Just to read these words out loud. Then Anna and Baihu wrote them down on paper and took them out. When the dragon god saw it, he shouted, wow. The Xiaobai said to the dragon god that it was easy. Just shout it out and you'll be free. But the dragon god was trembling and shouting, shut up. You don't know shit. The Xiaobai suddenly changed his face. So you're not even willing to do this little thing? In that case, then we won't force you. Just stay here. And don't yell at me. Then the dragon god apologized. Sorry. I was just testing you. Then he explained the story of him and Will. This man was once the strongest man on the continent. They fought for 9 days and 9 nights. But the dragon god was defeated and was trapped here. Over the years, he always tried to break the seal, but it was all in vain. The loneliness and coldness I've experienced over the years, you can't even imagine. Then he started to cry. The Xiaobai comforted him, saying, I'm sorry for you. But you should be brave. As long as you say this sentence, everything will be over. Everyone looked at the Xiaobai and the dragon god, saying that there must be a demon in his heart. Long Shen was relieved after being trapped for so many years. Then he slowly shouted, Where? Where? Thinking that the dragon god who was trapped for so many years. Now I just want to leave this hellish place. I want to eat the tender and juicy lamb.